last night. Talk to me about Dunbeholden, though. We spoke earlier in the season. You said it would take a while for them to buy into your philosophy. 2 wins on the trot. Is that a sign that you're finally where you want them to be?
Yeah, man, definitely with the 2 victories. But also in the training. You know, they are turning up in the training. They look more positive. They look like they're ready to learn. And they're training pretty well now.
How are you comfortable with all sectors? I know you're a real taskmaster when it comes to certain things, and you thought that especially transition play wasn't where it needed to be. But do you think that they are ready at this point?
Not yet. We are getting there. We brought in one of the school youth from Georges. I forgot his name. So they'll take time coming in. So we'll build the team around the senior players with some of the school youth coming in, so it will be a plus for us going forward. We just have to try and continue working hard and the chemistry, that is important, and I think we'll get it.
I figured who you were talking about was Brian Burkett, obviously left-footed forward, who would have scored almost 20 goals in the recently concluded season. And goal scoring was always an issue for us. So the fact that you'd have come away with 2 wins, scoring multiple goals, also must be a good sign, because converting your chances was a big issue in the first couple of games.
Yeah, most definitely. Nelson has been scoring for us, but we need other players to step up now. So we are working in that department, and I hope we can get it right going forward.
Dunbeholden's player to watch is that man, Nicholas Nelson, ex of Malines United. They've scored 4 times in league this season. He's scored all of them. He's only played 5 games, so his games to go with goal to games ratio very, very sharp, Nicholas Nelson, and they'll be looking at him to do the damage once again this afternoon. Jerome Waite is the man guiding Tivoli, who've had a hot start to the season, and he spoke with Chris as well.
Jerome, Tivoli Gardens has always been one of the juggernauts of Jamaican football. It's been quiet in Tivoli Gardens for the last few years. Now in 3rd position, a real buzz about them again. Is that something that you were trying to accomplish secretly?
Well, you have said it all.
I've said it all?
Yes.
Big buzz around them in 3rd position. How important is that kind of position at this stage of the season?
Well, it's very important, and as long as you stay with the front runners, it's always good for the team. This is a young team that is expected, to do great things as the season progresses.
Obviously against Dunbeholden, I mean, you were not there last year, but Dunbeholden did do the double over Tivoli last season. Would you have looked back at that and seen where they might have fallen short? Similar squad as well?
No, definitely not. I mean, we have started fresh. It's a new coaching staff. These players, they have been working assiduously. And if you notice, they have been doing well. Every game they play, you have seen a lot of improvements.
And lots of goals as well, especially down up front for you as well. How important is his performances and the teams?
It will always be important, and you need a designated player to always be scoring more than the regular players. What he has done so far, it's excellent.
And just tell me, obviously, because this squad, as you mentioned, a lot of young players mixed with the old, but this squad was there last season. What is different about them this year?
The training regime, the discipline, the hard work, the commitment, and they follow instruction.
Seems as if Justin Dunn has followed Jerome Waite's instructions all the way to the top of the scoring chart. 7 goals in 6 games for the Tivoli Gardens striker. They go with him, and they've banged in 14 goals in these competitions so far. He's responsible for half of those goals, 7 from his boot. They're the league leading scorers, and they'll be hoping that his hot streak continues in this clash with Dunbeholden this afternoon. We are moments away from kickoff. Stadium East Field, the wind is whipping up here inside the venue. Those fans that support Tivoli Gardens, as you can tell by the orange shirts. He is a neutral guy, JFF man, and a sweep of the Tivoli bench. The substitutes are already out. The starters will be out in short order, and then we'll be ready for kickoff.
JN Money Card send from abroad. JN Money Card. Send the money. Mo want withdraw in a hurry. JN Money Card free. With your TRN and your ID. And when me no walk with cash, me just swipe like that. From abroad to CAD, get the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. JN Money Card sent from abroad. JN Money Card.
Ray and Never, feel culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you're living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel country. Rear rum, it have to come with we.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel the culture. Make we show ya. Jamaican culture.
Ray and Nephew overproof from what just a do it to the culture.
Drink responsibly.
When we walked into Mount Pleasant Academy, we knew our lives will change.
We did not have to compromise our academic potential for our passion for football.
Mount Pleasant Academy is not just an institution.
It is an environment of fun, healthy rivalry, teamwork, and balance.
It is passion, purpose, and discipline.
Who said you can't have the best of both worlds?
We are Mount Pleasant Academy, the future of football.
Turn your passion into winnings with JustBet. Watch your favorite international leagues and tournaments and get in the game with JustBet. We have the best odds on over 100 sports: football, basketball, boxing, rugby, motorsports, even virtual matches. Register on the JustBet mobile platform, mobile.justbetja.com, or visit one of our over 100 JustBet locations island-wide. What are you waiting for? Get in the game and win big with JustBet.
This is Island Car Rentals. We're an international award-winning Jamaican company, and we know just how to make your travel experience memorable. Whether you're going somewhere as an individual or a group, we'll take you there in comfort, in style, anywhere. For car rentals, chauffeur services, airport transfers, or your very own customized tours, whatever the reason, business or leisure, we're just a call away. Let Island Car Rentals be your travel partner, because Island people take better care of you.
She's a pilot, she's a surfer, and he's an astronaut. Kids will be kids, happy and carefree. But as a parent or grandparent, you care more, because you know life is not all smiles. That's why we created Child Protector, a critical illness insurance plan covering 15 critical illnesses, providing hospitalization benefits, life insurance, and investments. So make sure your child can live life to the fullest. Apply for Sagicor Child Protector today.
The setting, Stadium East in St. Andrew. That's the field with the red track circling it. That's where we're coming from this afternoon. A glorious shot of the city of Kingston and parts of St. Andrew in it. Dunbeholden, a team from St. Catherine, battling the only team from Kingston in the Premier League, Tivoli Gardens. The rest of the teams are from St. Andrew, the corporate area teams. But yeah, let's not get bogged down with that. It's a big clash this afternoon in the Ray and Never Jamaica Premier League. My name is George Davis. Chris Taylor is working with me, and we're looking forward, Chris, to a serious examination of Tivoli's early season credentials to being one of the teams to fear in this season's competition.
Yeah, and certainly Jerome is building that reputation as well. 4 wins out of 7 matches. And as I said, at the top end of the field, which is where they struggled last season, they're certainly potent. As you said, leading goal scorer in the league thus far. And you especially expect some exciting football up front.
Yes, indeed. Justin Dunn, the man with the goals this season so far. And he's supported by a very good cast. Still a young team, Tivoli. And you asked him a question in the pre-match build-up, Jerome. You said, look, it's basically the same team from last season. What has changed? And he said, hard work, application, discipline, and following instructions. How important are those things?
No, big. I think that section about following instructions is a major thing. He left it for last, but I know that that's the big thing for him, that they see his vision, they follow his instructions, and it's paying dividends so far. Of course, Jerome Waite has been there, done that, and I think there's a special belief in these players that he can take them to the glory land.
Yes, indeed. So the smiles all around from the boys in orange and black as they greet their rivals from Dunbeholden, Nicholas Nelson 4 goals to his name. All 4 of Dunbeholden's goals this season have come from the boots of Nicholas Nelson, and he'll be looking to keep the scoring streak going. Mind you, those 4 goals have come from only 5 games. Dunbeholden so far they've played 6 times, so he's missed 1 game so far this season. Our referee, Andrew Hayden, supported by Q and the Denton, Rolando Bennett, and the 4th official is Okita Nicholson, the referee doing the necessaries, and will be right on the way in short order in this match week 9 clash in the Ray and Neville Jamaica Premier League. One of the better surfaces here, we always tell you, Stadium East in the country, and so we expect the ball to run more true than it would on many of the other surfaces. Team photos time. Well, the Dunbeholden boys are lining up for their photo. The Tivoli boys are in a huddle, and they're going through some pre-match rituals. Dunbeholden starting 11, Damien Hyatt in goal, Ricardo Thomas, the captain, Shavoy Watkins, Zakia Wilkes, Shakeen Powell, Alex Gale, Shepard James, J. Smith, Rohan Brown, Stephen Barnett, and the man wearing number 10, Nicholas Nelson, for Coach Lenworth. Teacher high, still on a high from last night's performance of Clarendon College in that DaCosta Cup final, dismantling Glenmuir in an 8-goal thriller.
Yeah, dismantling is an adjective you'd love to use today in his 4-4-2 formation, but yeah, Nicholas Nelson in top form and finding a nice partner in Barnett. Let's see if they can get that chemistry going up front.
For Tivoli, they're all in. This is the starting 11 that Jerome Wade has penciled in for today. Nicholas Clark in goal, Odine Pennycook, Barrington Price, Richard Brown, Alton Lewis, Alkaline, Nakila Wright, Justin Dunn, Janie Ray, Kevin Garnett, Keno Simpson, Natalia Fuller, for Jerome Wade, number 10, Radico Wellington, watch him on the bench, and number 6, neat and tidy, Horatio Morgan.
Yep, very expressive going forward. And yeah, look out for them as well, especially in the wide areas. And as I said, 7-goal Justin Dunn. Want to look out for. No Howard Morris in the starting lineup, and he's actually that number 7, the person who has really built that partnership with Dunn, and I actually think Dunn will miss him today. Very creative, very skillful is Morris, and has 3 goals already this season, so that's a miss for Tivoli going into their starting lineup. And you look at the Dunbeholden team, Fabian McCarthy not quite up to full fitness yet to join the starting lineup, but he has a place on the bench.
Yep, last time we saw the teacher Lenny Hyde with a Premier League aggregation, they were Callow, Young Boys, Chapelton Maroons. Not the same story here for Dunbeholden. Loads of experience, and in the form of Fabian McCarthy, he'd love the fact that he has a player of that wisdom, that caliber, that experience on the bench to call him. We're on the way here at Stadium East, and Tivoli looking to build from the back. So you expect who to prompt the pace in this game, Chris?
Very interesting question. If I had just been judging off the first 4 games of the season, I would say certainly Tivoli. But I think Dunbeholden are a lot more confident now in the last couple of weeks. Both those 2-1 wins, and especially with Nelson, who is a versatile kind of player, Nelson. I actually think it might be a much more even contest than what the first part of the season would have shown. And without Howard Morris as well, I think that will put a little dent in the forward play of Tivoli.
Well, let's see how the Morris absence affects Tivoli's potency in this game. As we noted, well, early ball change. That's the teacher, Lenny Hyde. Did it again with Clarendon College last night. He's no doubt now the undisputed football master at the schoolboy level in Jamaica. Well, he's been that for some time now, and he's just consolidated his position with another victory in a major competition with the boys from Chapelton on Saturday.
Yeah, lots of talk after he lost 3-1 in the Champions Cup to Glenmuir that, you know, there's a turning of the tide, and Glenmuir were the new boys around town. Well, that was certainly quieted quickly last night. What was it, 4-0 at half-time, and eventually finishing 6-2 to Clarendon College. A maul-in.
Here comes Dunbeholden with the first shot on target of the keeper's chest, and it was cleaned up by Pennycook. Not the best attempt from Nicholas Clark. It bounced awkwardly off his chest. He went to catch it, and luckily for him, Odine Pennycook on the doorstep to help him to spare his blushes.
Yeah, I think he was a bit worried at first, Clark, when it bounced off of him, and he was glad to see an orange shirt first. Wind always something that you have to deal with here at Stadium East. Yes, the surface is lovely, but there's a heavy cross breeze. which teams have to adjust to.
And it has always been so over the years, even when this was a dirt patch. I'm sure you remember that very well. I played here once, and the breeze was there was more complaints about the breeze than actual playing of football. It was horrible, and it was an early game as well, so you know how that goes.
Yes.
Here's Ricardo Thomas swinging in this corner kick, left-footed. It hangs in the air and steered goalwards. Is there a corner in there? Yes. Referee saying Clark got a touch to it from the header from Alex Gale.
I think Clark is trying to say he was already outside, but why put yourself in that position? Just allow it to go into the side netting.
Aborted attempt to take the corner shot. Shaquem Powell was being tracked by Justin Dunn, so a reset for Tivoli, for the Dunbeholden rather. Corner kick comes in. Clark punches. He could have caught that. So some uncomfortable early moments for the Tivoli custodian. Powell tries his luck from distance, didn't catch it, caught more turf than anything else, and it's harmless in the end.
Yeah, I think the wind as well causing problems for Clark. It took a late dip and his hands were in the wrong position, but I agree with you, a bit of a shaky start. And he's had a couple of those incidents so far this season, as you see Jerome Waite.
Yep, Premier League champion multiple times with Arnett Gardens. And he's Arnett Gardens through and through. And from one garden to the next, he's now looking to put Tivoli back on their pedestal as Premier League champions. A long, long, long way to go between now and championship time. But the start, any Tivoli fan anywhere across the island will tell you that they love the start that Jerome Waite has made with this team so far. Here's Watkin in the back. Export more man. Oh, bad control, and Justin Dunn nipping in. Just unlucky.
If you think about it as well, this would be the first time that Jerome Waite is playing against Dunbeholden in the Premier League, because when he had the reins at Arnett Gardens, Dunbeholden weren't in the Premier League yet.
Yes, they weren't promoted yet. Gale chasing after this. Pennycook is very quick. Up there to intimidate Gale. And a complaint from one of the Dunbeholden, man on the Dunbeholden bench is to stop kicking away the ball. Actually, that's a fan complaining early. But it's going to be hard, Chris, to measure weight of pass in this wind. Is the sum total of what you're saying when you remarked about the wind earlier.
Yes.
Very, very difficult to measure your passes, especially the long ones.
Yeah, very awkward. And not only is it a crossbeat, but thrusting towards this end of the field where we are at.
Nelson. Dumping by Barnett. And the shot was swept forward. And Stephen Barnett didn't get... Well, actually, it was the man wearing number 27, Roger Smith, didn't really get good connection.
I think it was Barnett who actually made it run through his leg.
And then Smith with the shot, yeah.
That was a great move. Had that scored, I would have given Barnett the assist.
Yeah, man. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Nelson to Barnett, that's the dummy.
Lovely step.
Would have gotten a call, yeah. Pennycook out the back for Tivoli. Forward looking to hit Keno Simpson. Watkin goes over there to meet him. There's a clash of heads, is there? Simpson, yeah, holding the back of his head.
Probably got more of a shoulder into the back. Watkin, yeah, he's Watkin very aggressive. Remember his days at Portmore United, was one of the standout centre-backs 2 seasons ago, one of the best we saw in the league. And very aggressive in his ways. Has had in different performances at Dunbeholden, has been in and out, problems with the management as well, but back in this starting lineup. And when he's on his game, he's a real asset to this team.
Yes, indeed. Simpson instructed to leave the free kick. And he joins 5 Tivoli men in the box to make it 6. 6 orange shirts among the blue. The free kick comes in lofted. By Barnett, a shot by Keno Simpson on the volley. And it runs behind for a corner.
Yeah, really nice block coming in from Powell. Simpson dangerous on the left foot. Yet to score this season, Simpson.
Picture there of Eddie Siaga on the sleeve of Julian McLeish. Eddie Siaga, West Kingston General through and through, former Member of Parliament, the longest serving in the history of Jamaica's politics. And yeah. Did say Julian McLeish, didn't I? It's Robbie Scott, of course, yes. Pennycook at the back for Tivoli. Clark. needs some touches to settle his own nerves.
Of course, Tivoli playing with a regular Jerome setup, 3-4-3.
Oh, mistake forced here. Pennycook very quick, comes across to put out the fire, but he gets himself into a muddle and he has to foul Stephen Barnett. The ball running away from him, and it's a free kick in a dangerous area. And there's a dispute at the back among the Tivoli defenders. Alton Lewis remonstrating with his centre halves for not dealing with that one efficiently.
Yeah, Richard Brown guilty on that occasion, and strong words, not the first. He is the new man in that back line for Tivoli Gardens, is Richard Brown. Of course, Pennycook and Barrington Price would have had a long-standing relationship. Pennycook trying to do the clean-up, but the touches were not the best. And neither was a tackle.
Nicholas Nelson takes charge of this free kick, hunting goal number 5 and Dunbeholden's 5th of the season. Paid to do the scoring, and he's doing all of it so far this season for his new team. His captain also taking an interest, Ricardo Thomas. It's gonna be Nelson though, and he goes goalwards. Ooh, that's lovely from Nicholas Nelson. Counted 4 before this game. You can make that number 5. Dunbeholden's 5th of the season, and the 5th for the boots of Nicholas Nelson.
That's now 36 in his Premier League career. Nicholas Nelson, well, 18 goals he scored for Malines United over the course of 2 seasons. Or should I say 1.5, only played half the season last year, and look at this, magnificent. Off the upright, Nicholas Clark, no chance whether he was in form or not.
Yep, Nicholas beats Nicholas from free kick range. Absolute perfection. Goalkeeper taken out of the equation because the ball kissed the upright. The goalkeeper would never have gotten there even if he was directed to that spot by Nelson before he took the kick. And just like that, Dunbeholden have put some distance between themselves and Tivoli Gardens. And a mess up at the back by Tivoli, causing that free kick situation and causing the concession of the opening goal. The sun has disappeared for the moment. And Nelson is shining in the afternoon here at Stadium East.
And George, I think what would be most annoying for Jerome Waite and company was how they gave away that free kick. Just ridiculous at the back. Too many touches, wayward passes from Brown and company, resulting in that free kick.
Nothing assertive, no assertive touch in the comedy of errors, which really led Pennycook to barge over Stephen Barnett. And now Alton Lewis having a go at the 4th official and the assistant referee on this near side. Cheekily suggesting that he's working with the Dunbeholden players. Here he is. Powell meets it. Thomas further forward. Nelson. Price beats him to it. Just making it difficult for both sets of players. Everybody having to approach the ball with caution because you're not quite sure how it will behave in the wind. Powell tumbles over, looking for a free kick. Nothing doing, says the referee. Oh, nice play. And here comes Nelson. Barnett waiting for the pass. And getting ahead to it was Richard Brown.
You can just see how it swirls and hangs in the wind there. Of course, going towards the Tivoli goal, it will move swiftly through the air.
Yep. Chevron James after this is a Gale. Powell wanted it. Powell gets it. Oh, still Shaquille Powell exchanging passes with Nicholas Nelson. Nelson with a shot. Oh, he finds the back of the net. Just like that, the super striker comes up trumps for Dunbeholden once again. It's the Nicholas Nelson show. After only 12 minutes of this first half, he scored 2. Dunbeholden have struck twice, and Tivoli are sinking.
Lovely move by Nelson and Powell. It was Powell who actually started the move. with a nice little run and then a byplay here. Let's look at this from Powell. That was excellent from him. Nice touch in. And guessing was Barrington Price, was it?
Yep.
And look at this, just that touch there from Powell. That was brilliant. And then just dropping the shoulder and Price was beaten. So was Clark.
Yep. A case of twisted blood for Barrington Price. Not sure which way Nicholas Nelson was going. Nelson knew which way he wanted to go. He wanted to go goalwards on his right side. And after twisting Price this way and that, the finish, he made it look easy. 6 goals for Nicholas Nelson in less than 6 games. Dunbeholden up and running.
Moves to second in the scoring charts behind Justin Dunn, who I don't think has even had a touch yet.
Lewis couldn't complete the pass, but he goes again, Alton Lewis. Janila Ray, back to Lewis. Good interchange. Lewis, can he get on the end of this for the cross? He tries to dig it out, and he was tracked all the way. Good block by the man wearing 22 for Dunbeholden, Zakia Wilkes. Fuller with the corner for Tivoli. Their second of the game. Near post, man goes down. Penalty, says referee Hayden. Off the ball infraction. Stephen Barnett down on his knees looking aghast. The referee waiting for him to get to his feet to book him. Appears to have been his foul that caused the infringement. And he's conferring with his assistant. Yes, Stephen Barnett goes into the book. Did you see that off the ball, Chris?
No. Clearly I saw the play on the ground, and I think this will tell the story. Oh well, that was rugby.
Yep.
Yeah. Or sumo wrestling, I'm not sure which one. Didn't even have eyes on the ball, did Barnett. That was ridiculous from Barnett though.
All right. Keone Denton, the assistant referee who chalked off that penalty at Draxall last week for Mount Pleasant against Waterhouse, eagle-eyed once again and spotting the infringement and calling it to the attention of referee Hayden. Anyway, Justin Dunn. Will this be number 8 for the season? Dunn. And Dunn fires home. And just like that, Tivoli have halved the deficit. The league's leading scorer puts one more on the chart for himself and puts Tivoli on the card this afternoon. It's 2-1. Oh, we have a nice game here at Stadium East.
Yeah. Magical first 15 minutes here. Good penalty from Dunn. Tried to fake him, the Damien Hyatt, who has lots of experience, the Premier League champion, 2-time champion as well. But yeah, he had no chance against Dunn's penalty. That might have been Dunn's first touch of the game, actually.
Yep. Side-footed finish from 12 yards. And it's 2-1. We've gotten 3 goals already, Chris Taylor. I don't know about you, but I'm a happy man already.
Yeah, I forgot about your average.
Ah, there we go. Aggressive from Janil Ray on Ricardo Thomas. Ricardo Thomas is complaining that that was overly aggressive from Janil Ray, and he wants the intervention of the 4th official and the referee, calling their attention. If this were the NFL, the referee would call for unnecessary roughness and send the play back a few yards, but this is a different code of football. Brown went to head it and let it run, and Price is big of body and he shields it away from Barnett for the goal kick.
Yeah, you mentioned Keone Denton, but I think you were spot on there. I mean, it probably was actually an easy call. What was Barnett thinking? I don't know. Not looking at the ball and then going right through the back, head first, in fact, to bulldoze the player down. I mean, that was ridiculous.
I get the sense that Andrew Hayden, the referee, didn't see a part of it because he conferred with the his assistant rather, to see who he should book. So he wasn't quite sure who did what, even though he saw Barnett on the floor looking guilty. Gale can't bring that one under control. So we have a shootout here between 2 marksmen. Nicholas Nelson has played fewer games, but he's gone 6 goals, went within a length, if you want to use horse racing terms, of Justin Dunn, who's put back on a length. So Dunn with 8. And Nelson with 6. 2 for Nelson, 1 for Dunn. The game is nice. Here they come, Dunbeholden on the break. Oh, that needed a better pass. Needed a much better pass. And he goes and he fouls Barrington Price. And Rohan Brown needed to produce better quality from that situation, is the consensus of the men on the Dunbeholden bench. Free kick to Dunbeholden.
Intensity has gone up a notch. You can see in the tackles as well. Now that Tivoli has gotten back into it.
It's funny you say intensity has gone into the game. There's a man in the stands screaming, don't rush the game, don't rush the game. Those are the instructions to the Dunbeholden boys.
Yeah.
But you are right. The pace has stepped up appreciably since those 2 early Dunbeholden strikes.
Yeah, at first it seemed like it knocked the sails off of Tivoli Gardens. Those 2 strikes, and well taken strikes as well. There he is.
Yep.
Strong lungs.
Yeah, he doesn't need a loudspeaker at all.
No.
A built-in megaphone. Simpson, deep for Tivoli. This is Brown, no pressure. Can't pick the pass though, that was poor. Oh.
That was a poor challenge, you know.
Yeah, raised studs by Brown.
I agree.
He can't complain about that because we saw that clear from our commentary position. We were right behind him and he raised his foot as he went into that tackle with Janil Ray.
Yeah, we felt it a bit.
Yep. Second man into the book for Dunbeholden, joining Stephen Barnett.
Had an overly aggressive challenge before that, which was let go.
Yes.
Did Brown.
Yes, on Ricardo Thomas.
Yes.
And maybe that's why the referee took decisive action to say you're getting away with too much. So we have a good game here. We're happy to report.
Tivoli bench also saying to Alton Lewis, they want him to get forward more down the flank, which is his strength as well, Alton Lewis. He's very good at the overlapping runs. More talking to us there going on. Janil Ray getting a strong word.
Yes. Watkins come flying across and heading away heroically. Gives away the corner. We can tell the viewers that the off-camera, off-microphone comments are killing us here. Anyway, this is the corner kick being taken by Fuller. Fuller swings this in. Oh, the header. Oh, it's turned goalwards by Keena Sims, but didn't get flush contact. And in the end, easy for Damien Hyatt.
Lovely delivery from Fuller. The Excelsior youngster, teenager, Natalia Fuller, from the corner flag. Barrington Price would have been disappointed. He didn't do better. Not to mention Keena Simpson would actually rather sit on the left foot.
Yep.
And that was a scuffed attempt there. But Barrington Price, so good in the air. Many a time buries those kind of headers.
Yes, indeed.
Too much of a glance on that occasion.
Richard Brown fouling Stephen Barnett there.
Has already scored this season, Barrington Price.
So Tivoli, despite, well, even despite, because it's not a benefit really. The possession stakes, Tivoli edging that. But that's fine at Dunbeholden. 53% of the time the ball has been with Tivoli. Dunbeholden there in front 2-1. Mr. Instruction keeps doling it out from the stands. Meanwhile, look at the teacher, the man who's paid to coach. Cool and calm, Lenny Hyde. Even on Saturday, Chris, as the goals flew in from Clarendon College, Lenny Hyde was unmoved on the bench. You felt as if he was a bit bored by it all. I kept watching him and I'm saying, so teacher, aren't you going to react? Look at that brilliant goal that Dixon has scored, and the teacher was unmoved. Meanwhile, Price.
He has a bright future, doesn't he, Kaheem Dixon?
Oh, yes.
And if it wasn't for the goals that were removed due to a team exiting the competition, he would have probably broken a new number in 40.
Yep.
Kaheem Dixon, amazing how many goals he scored, and the hat-trick in the final as well. Always scores on the big occasion. Here is Price. And we just spoke about Price being good at the other end. This was Yeah, but getting a hand in the face. 17 goals in his Premier League career. That's not bad for a centre-back.
That's very good for a centre-back.
Yeah, Barrington Price. 1 this season, but 17 overall. Granted, he has played over 230 times in the Premier League.
Yes.
30 years of age now.
Here's Dunn. Still Dunn. Oh, good cross. He dug out. Under pressure. Off balance. Gale under pressure from Fuller. And does well. Price meets it though, and this is Keno Simpson as Tivoli attack down the left. Lewis. Still Lewis. Sets it down for Dunn. In this outside right position forward to Janelle Ray. And oh, vital touch. Vital touch of the man stealing in there, Rohan Brown, to knock it away at some personal cost.
Yeah, had to time that well as well, because remember he's on a card too, is Brown. Scored some important goals last season in the Link Cup. Rohan Brown for Dunbeholden.
Hardly the difference between saying Link Up and Link Cup. Here's Fuller. Can he deliver another beautiful corner? He goes to the middle this time. Rising high was Pennycook, but he missed. Garnett wide to Simpson. Wants to run down the flank and gets his cross in, met by the defense. Nelson. Gale. Dunbeholden back for almost in a line. This is the skipper, Thomas. And you can see that the goalkeeper was unhappy with what they were doing with the ball. He just smashed away in frustration, saying, gentlemen, just deal with it. And he dealt with it decisively, put it out. Wasn't taking any chances.
Yeah, I think he was upset as well from the pass by Wilkes, which was poor. Exposed him, and so he just said, yeah, let's regroup.
Dunn felt he was fouled, and the throw is Dunbeholden's. Justin Dunn didn't start his Premier League career as a striker, and was more of an impact substitute when we saw him in his early days for Tivoli, but has matured into an accomplished, into a finisher of some repute. Not quite done it long enough to say accomplished just yet, as Brown rolls around under the challenge from Alton Lewis, who goes into the book. Alkaline, getting worked up and remonstrating with the fourth official. And he's been going at the fourth official for some time, Lewis. Keita Nicholson saying, well, you should focus on playing and leave officiating to us.
He's asking Keita Nicholson, what is he doing? In other words, I figure he's saying, why are you getting involved in the game? Ooh.
There's a knee to the thigh.
Yeah. I think this was a bit inadvertent.
Well, he went to tackle and pulled out, and then there was nowhere else for his knee to go but forward.
I don't think that's a yellow card.
I don't think so either, but I think it's for other things. So that would have been deemed some form of an aggressive play, even though it wasn't dangerous. But Lewis has been hammering the fourth official from the game started.
And I think that's what he was saying. Initially, referee Hayden wasn't going to produce the yellow card, and I think Keita Nicholson got involved, and hence it was drawn. He gave the signal, if you look at Keita Nicholson, he gave the signal to Hayden that it's a card. But I agree, I don't think that deserved a yellow card, for sure.
And now Lewis and the man on the Dunbeholden bench, one of the substitutes, going at it. And he's quite worked up.
Now look at that challenge, for example. No.
Yeah.
You run the risk, I think, as a referee, when you give that, what you saw from Alton Lewis, as a yellow card, then what do you do with it? Because that's like a regular infringement, a regular coming together.
Yep. Nelson. Oh, Gale, can he take this on the volley off the chest? Oh, Barrington Price did very, very well there. It took forever to come down for Gale. And then Price steamed in and did the defending that was necessary for Tivoli at that time.
Another whistle on the play, yeah. This was for the tackle, but Price did well, but I'm wondering if Gale allowed him to do well, if you get what I'm saying. When the ball bounced initially for Gale, I was wondering why he didn't take the strike then.
I thought he was going to produce the volley.
Yes. The ball bounced so sweetly for him on the left foot, which is what he wanted, but decided to take another touch, and that's what gave Price the opportunity.
Barnett can't turn Pennycook. He wants a free kick. Nothing doing, says referee Hayden. And now Keano Simpson from the back for Tivoli. And Watkin comes across and does what Watkin does, which is to clear everything. So the game just getting a little bit bitty.
This is a chance here. When the ball comes down on that occasion.
A volley. That's a volley. That's a volley. And then he made it easy for Barrington Price.
That's a natural goal scorer is Gale. And maybe that's why. Maybe an out-and-out forward would probably just taken it, whether he kicked it wide or not. Nelson, Barnett.
They'd have tried.
Yeah.
And I'm sure one of his striking colleagues would tell him that when you get a chance in the box, you know, you're going to come under challenge at some time, so you have to do what you're doing quickly. You don't have time to take it down and set it the right way, which is probably what Gale wanted to do. And the chance went begging.
Exactly. Another player who played with the Maroons last season as well, the Chapelton Maroons, did Gale.
Yes. Barnett's first touch wasn't good. Second touch was worse, gave it away. But they won back possession, Dunbeholden. The game settling down now into a scrap. Men fighting for everything, every ball. 50-50, oh, lovely touch by Brown. And then his namesake booting it further. Janine Ray getting away from Thomas for the moment. Play on, says the referee. Done. Eases Wilkes off the ball. Can't get around him though. Wilkes fouls him. It's a free kick.
Yeah, that's a definite free kick. Good call there.
May have been a shoulder to the face. I'm not sure it was deliberate.
No, I think Dunn is overdoing it here. I just think Wilkes came across, left the ball. If you look at it here, Wilkes leaves the ball to shoulder Dunn out of the way. I don't think there's anything in that. Now look at this. Dunn is fine there, you notice. Yeah. But now he's rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, hand to the face.
Yeah, but he gets up here, he's fine. Look at him.
Yeah, and it wasn't a deliberate hand either.
So,
and gets a yellow card.
Wow.
So 3 men in the book for Dunbeholden.
I think these cards are. I think he's getting a bit carried away here, Hayden. That to me, yeah.
I wouldn't book him for that.
No, that's not a yellow card as well. I mean,
what defenders? You as a defender, it's part of the game. It's a contact sport. You have to make yourself big. He was losing his balance, so you can't say that his hand spread wide wasn't to try to regain his balance as well as to present an obstacle to the defender, which is part of football. I wouldn't book for that.
At one stage, they were shoulder to shoulder, as I said, and then
I wouldn't book for that.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, here's the excellent Fuller once again from a dead ball situation. His corner deliveries have been superb, on point. What can he do from free kick range in the 31st minute for Tivoli Gardens, who are trailing 2-1? 7 Tivoli men in the box, trying to dine on this delivery, curling from Fuller, and it misses everybody. Comes to Simpson. Blocked by Brown. Can Watkin prevent it from going behind for a corner? He does even better. Takes a goal kick out of it. Watkin gives it away. Barnett retrieves. Under pressure, closed down by Garnett. This is Tivoli over the top, down on the sprint. Watkin after him in a flash. And wins the day. Gale ought to have done better, but he knocks it off Pennycook and it rebounded off him, so it's a Tivoli throw. Really could have taken that ball and waited on the help to arrive. He's trying to play the first time pass and gave the ball away from a promising position. Janine Ray calling for it on this near side, and Price finds him, or Willie. Thomas steals in, and then Brown barreling in front of Nelson and trying to send Fuller free. Aimless pass.
Yeah, there's a lack of patience about both these teams, especially in the midfield, looking to bypass the midfield a little bit too often.
So the man in the stands is right.
Yeah, he's right with that. But he's asking which Dunbeholden midfielder is coming for the ball, so it's forcing Gale and them to kick the ball long. But I definitely think that, as you say, a lack of patience in terms of the building of the play.
Watkin is down. Looks to be a right foot issue. He's a tough man, Tivoli Watkins, so if he's down, he's genuinely feeling some pain. And that's him. He's been going at it all game, viewers, we can tell you, competing with us for commentary. And he's especially unhappy with what his boys have done, how they've rushed the game so far. But if we're being honest, Chris, we can say and we can agree that in the midfield, there's nobody really dominating in the midfield because it's also rush. It's back to front, fast, 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 bam, 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 long ball, long ball, long ball.
Yeah, certainly. And as I said, a couple of defensive errors as well. There was that second goal was a nice play from Dunbeholden, where Shaquem Powell drove forward and so on. But generally, apart from that, I actually think maybe Tivoli has done a little bit better midfield-wise. But yeah, the transition now into the 18-yard area hasn't been the best. But certainly Garnett and company closing it a lot more.
So Wilkes telling the coach that Tivoli Watkins has a problem with the toe. So I don't think he'll be able to continue. And Wilkes saying that he's been complaining about his toe. And Wilkes says, I've been advising him that he needs to come out. If your toe is that bad, then we'd advise that you tell the coaches and get substituted. There's a man warming up for Dunbeholden because it doesn't look as if Tivoli Watkins will be able to return.
That would be a big loss for them as well. I mean, it is Odain Samuels, isn't it, who is warming up? So, I mean, season campaign Odain Samuels.
Well, he gave the signal, Watkins, to say no. I don't know what no means. If no means no, I can't continue, or no, don't change me. We'll see in short order. They're down to 10 for the moment. Gale skipping away from a couple of challenges. And the ball falls to Nelson. Brown to him quickly. Nelson did superbly well to ward off the advances of the Tivoli defender. Gale. Aimless in the end.
Yeah, that's the issue that Gale has, even from when he was playing with the Maroons. Great energy about him, works hard, but gives away the ball too much. Very left-sided. You'd have to say good intentions, but the execution lacking. I don't think he's going to continue though, Watkin. You can see Odain Samuels here.
Yeah, Watkin is done.
Yeah. And based on how he started the game, he was certainly very aware, very aggressive in that back line. I think, yeah.
And there's something that we can say about him as we see the change being made, number 18 out. Unlike so many of the other players for both teams, he's decisive. He goes to the ball knowing what he wants to do. He doesn't faff about, which is what caused the first goal for that Tivoli gave up because of faffing about by the defenders, and then Pennycook, the ball running away from him.
Yeah.
Almost comical, clattering into Stephen Barnett, giving away the free kick, which Nelson dispatched expertly.
Well, Jerome Wade, the Tivoli coach, will know all about Odain Samuels. Grew up with him at Charlie Smith. Odain Samuels was a part of that 2014 team that went to the final with Charlie Smith. Odain Samuels, he's had a good time at Dunbeholden. Played for Arnett Gardens, of course, no surprise there. He's a former Charlie Smith man.
Yeah.
So Jerome would know him very well. Again, look at that, mix up again.
Pennycook got away.
Not really.
Here's Gale! Ooh, good goal save by Nicholas Clark, right on point. And that came from a defensive mix-up. What is wrong with these Tivoli defenders? Pennycook had the ball at his feet under no pressure. He got a call and then he panicked. And then the ball was coughed up through his legs here. And Gale showing the decisive action he didn't show moments earlier.
Not used to seeing these kind of mistakes from Pennycook, especially over the last 2 years. Alton Lewis is very upset. This time Gale was decisive. He made the right decision. Well saved.
Thomas with this corner kick for Dunbeholden. They're hunting a third. Curls in. And free kick. Man down, but the play continues. Dunn. Good tackle by Brown. Well, the man wearing number 13, Shevan James, to delay him and to give away the throw, allowing his team to reset on the defensive end. Francis Garnett. Actually has had a good game for Tivoli. I think he's been among the more impressive operators in the middle of the park, Tivoli Garnett. And here's Pennycook now. Gives it away. That was a poor pass. Gale was tracking the run of Fuller. And here comes Gale once again. Lewis. Clark has time to set her down and launch her along is what he's going to do. And he'll give away the throw. Well, Ray settles under it. Met by Thomas. Nice interchange. Thomas goes, so too does Price. Oh, and Price's presence put Thomas off significant, and he's very disappointed with himself, the Dunbeholden skipper.
Backed away when he saw Price coming in.
Didn't want any of that smoke.
No. Sometimes you can understand why. Maybe Price knew that and Price just played him.
Intimidating him. That's Big Barry. An outstanding servant of Tivoli Gardens. But you know, Chris, you know your Premier League football very well, all your football, of course, but there's a thing about Tivoli Gardens centre halves, they last long. Yeah. And you can run your mind back through some who've been with them forever.
Yeah.
You remember Kasai Hines?
Of course.
Who was absolutely wonderful. He played forever, it seemed. And Price in that mold.
Who is 30 years of age now, Barrington Price.
Just 30.
Yeah.
Amazing. 200 and odd game, almost 300 games.
Yeah. Had a stint initially in about 2012, I think it was, and then left and went to Rivoli.
Yes.
When Rivoli were a thing under Harold Thomas, and
yes.
then returned. And yeah, he's never left again.
From Tivoli to Rivoli. Offside. And that's disappointing because the play was visible and the Dunbeholden man cross with his teammate because he's saying, you saw me pull out and you should have seen that I was offside. I wasn't ready for the ball yet, is what Chevan James was saying, but yet you still played it to me. What's wrong with you? It's that kind of afternoon. Dunn fouled. Wanted to take the free kick quickly. Simpson. Fuller hasn't had much joy down that left, but he's had an impact from set-piece range. Simpson goes on a run himself. Still Simpson. Can he get the cross in? It's blocked by Gale partially.
Yeah, but even if that cross had come in, who was there?
Nobody.
Exactly.
This is Brown. And Lewis. Still Lewis on the go.
And again, who is in there? Just Dunn at the moment.
Fires the cross in and it's headed behind for a corner by James. Credit Lewis though, because he waited. The moment you said who is in there, he realized that there was nobody, and he waited until an orange shirt appeared.
And he's quality from the wide areas, which is why Jerome Waite wants him to get down that flank more often.
Yeah.
Very good from the wide areas, Alton Lewis, in terms of putting those crosses in.
Yep. Many people think he's from Clarendon because of his association with Clarendon teams, but Jerome Waite reminded me that Georgie was born in Rima.
Went to Charlie Smith.
I had him at Charlie Smith, and he just left and went to Clarendon, so people think he's a Clarendon man. Here's Fuller once again. Can he produce yet another excellent set-piece delivery as he's been doing all game? Oh, commentators curse. That's the worst one of the afternoon, but he gets another chance.
Again, Dunbeholden shouldn't have conceded another corner there.
Thomas was under no pressure, was he? His first touch wasn't bad, so he could have retrieved it, but it went bad. Dunn, well, Fuller once again rather. This one hangs to the back post, met by Pennycook. Couldn't control it. Goal kick.
Yeah, a bit too much hang on that occasion from Fuller, so Pennycook would have had to have generated all the pace himself from that kind of angle. Difficult.
The thing with Pennycook over the years is that Pennycook has been a good defender, make no mistake. The thing is though, I would say that his pace gets him out of a lot of problems.
Yes.
So his touch sometimes not the most secure, but he's so quick that he can make a mistake and then rectify, or if someone makes a mistake, he can run across and put out the fire.
Likes to get forward as well.
Likes to get forward as well with that pace.
And hence.
Barnett switching play to Thomas. Does he have the wheels to keep it in play? Yes, he can, but only for Brown. Ray on the raid for Tivoli. Done. And Samuels presenting a barrier to entry.
Yeah, I've always liked Samuels. I was a bit surprised that Samuels wasn't in the starting lineup, actually. I guess they decided to go with Wilkes instead.
Bad giveaway by Gale. Forward to Dunn! And Samuels across to just block him a little bit, even though Damon Hyatt was favourite to get there first.
And as I said, very versatile. When he plays in the 3-man backline, then he drives forward, does Adain Samuels. But can play in the 2 or 4 as well. But yeah.
Nelson, adjudged to have fouled Brown. Barnett is on the floor wanting treatment. Not quite sure what his problem is. He's complaining to the referee, saying that they've been beating me up all game and you haven't been giving me any calls.
Spent most of his time at Tivoli Gardens, did Stephen Barnett, so he's well known there, playing against his former club. In fact, left Tivoli Gardens to go to Dunbeholden.
Actually came to the Premier League as a UWI player.
Yeah.
Barnett.
Fresh out of Hydel, which is where he went to school.
Yeah.
Was actually in the Manning Cup team of the season, his last season. Was that 2014, I believe it might have been, or 15, Barnett.
Meanwhile, looks like Justin Dunn getting some treatment up top for Tivoli. Giving the Dunbeholden boys a chance to iron out a few kinks.
He might be quite disappointed, Barnett, as well, that his former high school couldn't get it done in the Manning Cup final.
Yeah.
Losing to Mona. But achieved what he couldn't, making it to the final.
Yep, making it to the showpiece game.
In fact, 2 Hydel players on the part now, because Nicholas Nelson, a former Hydel striker as well.
Yep.
So,
and one missing, Howard Morris.
Yeah, well, right. Will be on the opposition. So good chemistry between Barnett and Nelson expected, even though at this point Nelson with all the joy.
Yep.
6 goals. Barnett still yet to get off the mark, which is surprising in itself. Does score in patches though, so when he scores his first, look out.
Yeah, he's streaky.
Yeah.
Thomas runs across, gets a kick for his troubles, and he gets a free kick. Ray was just trying to control that ball, and then Thomas from nowhere. They say 2 minutes will be tacked on to the end of the first 45 minutes. An action-packed first 45 minutes. We're grateful for the fact that we got 3 goals, 3 good goals as well. The first, peach of a free kick from Nicholas Nelson. And then an expert finish. He twisted Barrington Price like 2 strands of Brazilian hair. Finished with the right foot. And then Justin Dunn from the penalty spot after Barnett pulled out a wrestling move or a rugby tackle when he didn't have to, because the ball wasn't going to the man who he brought down. Gave away the penalty and Dunn dispatched it expertly. It's a corner for Dunbeholden as we enter into time added on. No hurry to take it from the man wearing number 27, Rajay Smith. Five blue shirts in the box. Captain Thomas going to make it 6. 6 in blue to aim for. What can Smith produce amid the wind swirling inside the Stadium East field? Goes near post, it's off Brown, who goes down, another man goes down. Ball still alive, and Nelson was trying to funnel it goalwards, and they appealed to referee Hayden for a penalty call. There were all kind of men screaming and collapsing in the box, and Hayden ignored everybody. Pennycook has been trying all game to free Fuller on that left of the Tivoli attack. Has been unsuccessful so far. Hyatt told nothing is wrong with that by the Dunbeholden bench as he boots it into touch. Right. Simpson. Tivoli attacking once again. And lunging in late on Wilkes. was Justin Dunn. Maybe some payback for that hand he took to the face on the opposite side of the field. Striker's challenge if there ever was one. Hyatt goes long, gets real distance on it, and Price got the call from Nicholas Clark, so it becomes goalkeeper to goalkeeper, and on cue, referee Hayden points to the centre circle. It's half-time in this Ray and Nephew Jamaica Premier League clash. Nicholas Nelson, 2-goal hero, leaves the field. Doesn't look too pleased though. Maybe he was upset with the service his team gave him after he banged in the second of those 2 goals. But his 2 goals have Dunbeholden on the board. That man halved the deficit. The league's leading scorer, Justin Dunn, got number 8 for the season from 12 yards. A penalty which he dispatched with the coolness and calmness that he's shown all season long. The score, Tivoli Gardens 1, Dunbeholden 2. That's it at halftime here from Stadium East.
This is Island Car Rentals. We're an international award-winning Jamaican company, and we know just how to make your travel experience memorable. Whether you're going somewhere as an individual or a group, we'll take you there in comfort, in style, anywhere. For car rentals, chauffeur services, airport transfers, or your very own customized tours, whatever the reason, business or leisure, we're just a call away. Let Island Car Rentals be your travel partner, because Island people take better care of you.
JN MoneyCard send from abroad. JN MoneyCard. Send the money. Mo want withdraw in a hurry. JN MoneyCard free. With your TRN and your ID. And when me no walk with cash, me just swipe like that. From abroad to CAD, get the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. JN Money Card sent from abroad. JN Money Card.
Ray and Never, feel we culture, yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you're living, yeah.
Share it!
I make we all a one bar, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with we.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel the culture. Make we show ya. Jamaican culture.
Ray and Nephew, overproof from what just I do to the culture.
When we walked into Mount Pleasant Academy, we knew our lives will change.
We did not have to compromise our academic potential for our passion for football.
Mount Pleasant Academy is not just an institution.
It is an environment of fun, healthy rivalry, teamwork, and balance.
It is passion, purpose, and discipline. Who said you can't have the best of both worlds?
We are Mount Pleasant Academy, the future of football.
Jamaica Premier League action, and Dunbeholden lead Tivoli Gardens by 2-1 at half-time. The Ray and Nephew Jamaica Premier League live here at the Stadium East Field. Andrew Hayden, the man in charge. Dunbeholden driving forward in their full blue kits. Gale from the wide area, and Clark didn't deal with it. Was a bit nervous when he saw that bounce off his torso, and luckily for him, Barrington Price put it out for a corner. Dunbeholden continuing to come forward. The better of the play, lovely dummy as you would call it from Stephen Barnett. But unfortunately, they couldn't make the use of it. He could. Nicholas Nelson. Look at that. 5th goal of the season in 3 games. What a free kick off the upright. And that came after just 9 minutes. Nicholas Nelson. He wasn't finished. Nice 1-2 play between himself and Powell. Look at this, just dropping the left shoulder and finishing into the far corner. No chance for Nicholas Clark between the sticks. Oh yes, moving on to the right foot, and a clinical finish for 6 on the season. Second on the Premier League goal scoring charts, and Dunbeholden off to a superb lead, 2-0 after 12 minutes. Tivoli Gardens, well, they would get one back. Poor defending here. Not sure what Stephen Barnett was thinking, but Justin Dunn knew what he was thinking. Into the back of the net, past the diving Damien Hyatt. The league's leading goal scorer now with 8 goals and 2-1. That came in the 16th minute, Justin Dunn. It was probably the best of it from Tivoli Gardens, who didn't really have much going forward. Dunbeholden did, and then this strike from Alex Gale required a swift save low down to the left-hand side from Nicholas Clark. 2-1 at the half. Lovely blue skies here at the National Stadium. Dunbeholden, well, their skies are blue at the moment. They enjoy a lead over Tivoli Gardens, 2-1, 4 shots on target from 8 attempts. Half of that for Tivoli Gardens. 20 fouls. It's been a busy afternoon for Andrea Hayden, and he's produced some 4 yellow cards so far. Some soft, in my opinion. But yeah, let's see how that progresses. 1 offside, Dunbeholden the guilty party. Majority of the corners for Tivoli. They have 6 out of the 10 corners so far, and they have majority of the possession at the moment at the half with 51%. But Dunbeholden, who sit lower in the table than the third place Tivoli Gardens, lead 2-1 after 45 minutes. We go to a break. When we come back, second half action.
Turn your passion into winnings with JustBet. Watch your favorite international leagues and tournaments and get in the game with JustBet. We have the best odds on over 100 sports: football, basketball, boxing, rugby, motorsports, even virtual matches. Register on the JustBet mobile platform, mobile.justbetja.com, or visit one of our over 100 JustBet locations island-wide. What are you waiting for? Get in the game and win big with JustBet.
She's a pilot, she's a surfer, and he's an astronaut. Kids will be kids, happy and carefree. But as a parent or grandparent, you care more, because you know life is not all smiles. That's why we created Child Protector, a critical illness insurance plan covering 15 critical illnesses, providing hospitalization benefits, life insurance, and investments. So make sure your child can live life to the fullest. Apply for Sagicor Child Protector today.
This is Island Car Rentals. We're an international award-winning Jamaican company, and we know just how to make your travel experience memorable. Whether you're going somewhere as an individual or a group, we'll take you there in comfort, in style, anywhere. For car rentals, chauffeur services, airport transfers, or your very own customized tours, whatever the reason, business or leisure, we're just a call away. Let Island Car Rentals be your travel partner, because Island people take better care of you.
The time to win some cool prizes from SportsMax during this season of the ISA Schoolboy Football returns. Each week, we will select one fan goal. All you have to do is record and capture a goal from any non-televised match. State the matchup, the goal scorer, venue of the match, and the time the goal was scored. And you could become a winner. Submit your entries to digital media at sportsmax.tv, as well as any SportsMax page that you are following. Join the festivities for all there is to win. Attention all football fans, get ready for the ultimate showdown as a title rush for schoolboy football glory takes center stage. 3 days, 5 finals, who will prevail? Don't miss the ISA Schoolboy Football Finals this December. On December 8th, it's the Walker Cup and the Manny Cup finals. Then December 9th, get ready for the Ben Francis and the Costa Cup finals. But wait, there's more. The Oliver Shield will be the big prize on December 13th. The battle for the 2023 Kings of Schoolboy Football will be an extravaganza like never before. Straight win or go home. And it's all happening live on SportsMax and the SportsMax app. All matches live. All teams ready. Are you? Because we are. Get ready. Get into the action, the thrill, and the victory. Be a part of history. Download the SportsMax app today and watch anytime, anywhere. Powered by Digicel, Water, and KFC.
Fear you're missing out? Don't miss another event with SportsMax. Enjoy full live content on our YouTube channel. Keep up to date with all things sports. Rewatch highlights of your favorite zone moments. Join our community and share in the passion of sports viewers everywhere. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the SportsMax YouTube channel today.
Football fans, it's the 2023 Issa Schoolboy football season on SportsMax. Hear the roar of the crowd as your favorite team takes the field and bring the thrills, dribbles, and pure magic. You don't have to miss out on the action. All games are live in the SportsMax app. For exclusive content, news, and play-by-play action, download the SportsMax app now. Visit SportsMax on all socials for exclusive high school football content. This football season, keep it locked to the SportsMax app, your hub for high school football.
On the first day of Christmas, SportsMax gave to me more ways to watch, play, and win on the go. Be the first to race to 200 hours of streaming in the 200 Dash. Spend this Christmas with SportsMax, and you could win a Samsung S23 Plus. All you have to do is download the SportsMax app, watch your favorite content, and win. 12 days of fun, 12 days of prizes, 12 days of Christmas. December 13 to 24, the SportsMax app is your Santa. So don't be a Grinch. Download the SportsMax app today. Terms and conditions apply. Visit the SportsMax app, social media, and website for more details.
Why do we love football?
Because out there, on that pitch, we're all the same.
The time to win some cool prizes from SportsMax during this season of the Issa Schoolboy Football returns. Each week, we will select one fan goal. All you have to do is record and capture a goal from any non-televised match. State the matchup, the goal scorer, venue of the match, and the time the goal was scored. And you could become a winner. Submit your entries to digital media at sportsmax.tv, as well as any SportsMax page that you are following. Join the festivities for all there is to win.
Champions League football on your home of champions. PSV, the team from Eindhoven, will host Arsenal Tuesday 12:45 p.m. 1:45 p.m. outside Jamaica on SportsMax 2. Then Union Berlin, they battle Real Madrid, the upstarts from Germany, Tuesday 3 p.m. 4 p.m. outside Jamaica on SportsMax. Internacional de Milan, they host Real Sociedad at the San Siro Tuesday 3 p.m. Jamaica time, 4 p.m. outside the UEFA Champions League on SportsMax 2. And young boys, they're from Switzerland. They travel to Germany to play RB Leipzig Wednesday, 12:45 p.m. Jamaica time, 1:45 p.m. outside on SportsMax 2. And SportsMax have the Belgian team Royal Antwerp against Barcelona, 3 p.m. Jamaica time. What about Borussia Dortmund against Paris Saint-Germain? PSG have been stuttering under Luis Enrique. SportsMax 2 has their clash Wednesday, 3 p.m. Jamaica time, 4 p.m. outside. Back we are to start the second half here of this contest, and the first 12 minutes of the first half gifted us 2 goals. Not long after, Justin Dunn equalized, so we had a very, very good first 20 minutes of the game. Let's hope that we'll get as much excitement in the entirety of the second half as we got in the first 20 of the first half. A good game overall, and we hope that the players are up to the task. It's now cool here at the Stadium East compound, Stadium East complex, this part of Independence Park complex in St. Andrew. And the Dunbeholden, the team in blue from St. Catherine against West Kingston's Tivoli Gardens. And I always make the point, Tivoli, the only team that's properly geographically from Kingston in this Jamaica Premier League, the others being St. Andrew teams. First foul of the second half committed by Samuels against Justin Dunn, the Tivoli striker, the league leading marksman with 8 strikes to his name. At some point our director will check in with our commentator in the stands to see if he's in place to continue his brand of encouragement and chastisement from the stands. Meanwhile, Ricardo Thomas, forced on the defensive, tumbles over under the challenge from Janila Ray, who is upset that the assistant gave that as a foul, but it was a free kick. Second one of their half. Good afternoon to the granddad of referees, or best ever, don't have to say arguable, Peter Prendergast, who was watching the broadcast and quarreling with Chris at the same time. Good afternoon, Peter. Aimless ball forward, and it's a throw to Dunbeholden. This is Brown, back to his captain Thomas, trying to hit Nelson, hung up on the breeze. Brown got there first. That's the Tivoli Brown. Lewis for Tivoli, trying to free Dunn, but Wilkes across quickly. We remind you that there was one change in the first half, injury enforced. Chevroy Watkin came off for Dunbeholden. A big toe injury on the right foot. I had a look at the toe, it's bent out of shape. And he's a tough man, but even he couldn't play through the pain of that injury.
And Odean Samuels, his replacement. I don't think they've lost any quality there.
Yep. Lewis with the height cross that Fuller went up for. This is done! Oh, he squeezes it in! He squeezes it in! Justin Dunn at the double! 2 for Nicholas Nelson, and Dunn can do just as well. 2 for him. Tivoli 2, Dunbeholden 2, and just like that, the boys in orange and black have restored parity.
Yeah, as we expected, this game would be very close. Dunbeholden a lot more confident from the start of the season now that they've got 2 wins under their belt, but Tivoli Gardens have been good right throughout the season. 4 wins out of 7, and not the first time they've been behind, and not the first time they've found their way back. That was a good strike by Dunn, in good form. And yeah, lots of power from a short backlift there with the left foot through the crowd.
Look at that first touch.
Yeah.
Superb.
Second touch to set it up. And I think Hyatt saw it late. He was late getting down as well. Good finish. 9 now on the season.
Well, anything Nicholas can do, Justin can do too, literally. 2 for Nicholas Nelson, 2 for Justin Dunn. And the game all square. Everything to play for. A good Sunday afternoon for us so far, we can tell you.
And good to find the equalizer early in the game, so lots of time left.
Powell with the turn. Forward to Barnett with the flick. Wide. The ball won't behave. The wind is still a factor. And the foul there by Rohan Brown.
Yeah, a bit too shy from Roger Smith, though. I thought he could have taken a strike from outside the 18. They had the space and decided to play a horizontal pass, which actually put his teammate in a defensive position.
Fuller played a part in that goal because he went up for the header, put the defender off who didn't head it in the direction he ought to have done. And then Justin Dunn's first touch to kill it, as we see a collision here between Nicholas Nelson and Odin Pennycook. Pennycook looking at Nelson with derision. Hayden says it's a Tivoli free kick. Three touches of quality from Justin Dunn. First touch to take the ball out of the air. Second touch just to shuffle it a little bit away to give him room to swing. And when he swung that left foot, Damien Hyatt had bodies in front of him and realized late where Justin Dunn was striking for. And by the time he got his big frame down, the ball had already rippled the net. It's always good when you have two marksmen on either side operating at full efficiency. And that's what we've gotten so far, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. 4 well-taken goals. One from the penalty spot for Dunn, but was an excellent execution from 12 yards. But the goals in open play have been remarkable. Very good quality. 2 forwards in good form. Great form.
Fuller trying to work his way out of a little pocket, a sandwich of Dunbeholden players. Wins the free kick.
Yeah, Dunn much younger in his Premier League career, of course. Nelson has now scored, what, some 37 goals?
High boot by Barnett, and that's what I mean again by Pennycook. That was a simple ball. How he managed to cause that ball to rise, putting himself in trouble.
On a good surface.
Yeah, and that's what I mean about Odin Pennycook sometimes. He's a defender I like, and he's a quality defender. But just his touches sometimes, when they should be crisp, they're a little bit loose.
There's the injured Watkin there. Yeah, slippers on with the injured toe. Probably disappointed that he's not in. He's a light-hearted chap, even though he's so aggressive on the field.
Yes.
Take him off the field and very relaxed, easygoing is Watkin. Nice personality.
You know, when he showed me his foot, I said, which toe it is? When I looked down, I saw that the big toe was bent out of shape.
It was out of position.
I knew it was it, but I said, okay, which one is it? Oh my, here we go. Lewis on the run, gets the crossing, nice whip. Fuller to Janine Ray. The first touch wasn't good. And O'Dane Samuel steps in with a big boot and swings it behind for a corner.
Yeah.
So Dunbeholden under pressure to start the second half.
And the breeze has picked up yet again.
Yes, the wind is roaring now.
Tivoli kicking with the breeze.
And there's a horse that came on the spark called With the Wind. A good stallion.
Did he win?
He was, as we see this one going behind another corner. Goal kick. He was a stallion imported from the United States, was owned by Norris Scully at Silverbrook Farms in Old Harbor.
Oh, really?
Yes, he had a lot of good progeny. The top one was a horse called The Boat, who was an A-class campaigner.
The Boat.
With the Wind, The Boat, yeah, there you go. Here's Nakil Wright. Nakil Wright with the shot. It's blocked by Samuels, kept alive by Lewis. And Janine Ray trying to get onto it, but it ran away from him.
With the wind.
With the wind, yeah. There's the man, former Reggae Boy captain.
Ralph Austin.
Mr. Austin. No doubt here to support his team, Portmore United, who are playing in the second game. Very nice fellow.
Agreed.
Wright goes down, was trying to execute the pirouette and fouled by Brown, who can't believe that referee Hayden gave that as a foul because he felt that his ankle was taken by Nakil Wright when he was turning in tight quarters. I think the referee's call is right, though. exchanging passes with Dunn. Nakil Wright was. And on the turn, collided with Brown.
See it here.
This is the pass going to be made now.
Yeah,
and this is the turn.
And I think actually James committed a foul before that. So I think it was called back actually for the foul by Chevon James.
So it was the previous call?
Yeah, the previous call. If you look at where the ball is placed now, it's a previous.
Because Brown was adamant that he didn't commit a foul, Rohan Brown.
Yeah. I think the referee just said to him, no, it's for the tackle before.
I need to ask Jerome if it's a new thing with him now, if it's the white T-shirt crew, the Tivoli coaching staff, all in white T-shirts. It must be a thing. As Fuller lines up this free kick. Ooh, he didn't miss by much, you know. He had Damien Hyatt flying.
Nice attempt.
Yep.
We've said all day that he's good from the dead ball, Fuller. And that one was dipping, but a little bit too late. Nice pace behind it, though. That's why Hyatt was concerned for a moment.
Yep, Hyatt got high. Turnover by Gale. This is Fuller. Off Samuels, and it's behind for a corner. Well, it's a goal kick. The assistant referee says Tivoli have basically, Chris, trapped Dunbeholden in their own half from the start of the second half.
Yeah.
And they're making a change now, Tivoli. They're making two changes, actually.
Morgan and
Horatio and Rodico Wellington coming here.
Yeah.
6 and 10. Number 30, Janine Ray, who I felt... I was going to ask if Janine Ray had made an impression for you on this game. I think the game has passed him by a little bit, yeah. And then Nakil Wright also comes out.
Yeah, well, Rodico Wellington was their leading goal scorer last season with 7 goals. He comes in now. So much expected from their number 10, Rodico Wellington, but he's not consistent. Another player who is excellent from the dead ball, for sure. But open play, they want more consistency from him. And Horatio Morgan was the only player, 2 seasons ago, who scored a hat-trick?
Yep.
Might have been 3 seasons now. I think it's 2 seasons ago.
Yeah,
2 seasons ago. Those were the only goals he scored all season.
Yes. Didn't live up to the hat-trick at all. And we kept watching him week in, week out and wondering if he'll produce something. The answer was no. Oh, poor touch by Gale. And he's being chewed out by the man in the stands. Here's Clark finding Pennycook. Goes long, trying to get Morgan on the sprint.
Yeah, the wind will be working against him there, though. Does carry the ball, and that's where, as I said, the weighting of the passes, even on the ground.
Yeah.
When you're kicking towards where Dunbeholden are defending now, the wind really carries it.
Nelson stealing it from Keeno Simpson for the moment, and then Brown helps him. Brown built like a cruiserweight boxer. He's a big guy. Here's Justin Dunn, a big guy when it comes to scoring. Finds Wellington. Wellington's first touch. Not the best, but Tivoli come again. Fuller has seen a lot of the ball in the second half, the young man. And it's knocked away from him by Roger Smith. So, Chris, you can tell me with your expert eye, what has caused Tivoli to effectively have Dunbeholden in jail in their half since the start of the second half?
Well, definitely they've used the wind well, but I think their midfield, and we did say in the first half as well that even though Dunbeholden had the lead, that Tivoli's midfield were doing a bit better. I think they were utilizing their midfield more. They're more present, as you can even see here, coming short to collect the balls, and I think that is helping them as well. They're also looking to play higher.
Price apologizes to his forwards who were expecting the long pass.
Yeah, Dunbeholden has too much of a gap. And I think that's why your resident commentator as well is having big arguments with Gale and company.
Here's Dunn battling Samuels.
And look at when Dunn has the ball there. There are 5 players. There's 3 players in the box now.
Yep.
2 just outside. So pushing players forward. Right now, only 2 Tivoli players in their own half. So the options.
Dunn fires the cross in. It's a good one. It's missed by Gale. Runs to Simpson. And he can't keep it in. Oh, that was disappointing. Keeno Simpson ought to have done better, and he apologizes to Rodico Wellington, who accepts the apology. Jerome Waite on the tactics board. So, Chris, you must ask him if it's a thing in the white T-shirt. All of the Tivoli coaching staff in white T-shirts, so they're the white T-shirt crew.
Yeah. And It's white shirts with the Tivoli logo as well.
And Eddie Siaga on the sleeve. Dangerous by Dunbeholden, but they get it away.
Both teams clearly struggling defensively with this win from this end.
Yeah.
Problems getting out the ball. Of course, they're kicking against the breeze.
It's a good point you make, because that's where Tivoli were shaky in the first half.
Made their errors.
Yeah, Nicholas Clark in goal was also shaky.
Yeah.
Brown upset at referee Hayden for calling the infringement against him. Smith to Samuels, wider still to James. Lovely play by James. Barnett goes over on the Pennycook's challenge. Referee Hayden, eagle-eyed, spotting the infringement, and Barnett is saying, so ref, you're not going to produce a card? Referee says nothing in it for that. Because Barnett has been complaining all game that he hasn't been getting any calls.
Yeah. I mean, Barnett made the most of that. It was a foul, but nothing malicious. But as you said, if you're producing yellow cards for some of the things we've seen before, then you run the risk of this happening where persons think, look, well, I just got a touch, but why not a yellow?
Yeah, on another day, I think of the 3 yellow cards he's given to the Dunbeholden boys, for sure Barnett would have deserved his for the foul that led to the penalty. But the other 2 men, I don't think he would have produced those.
No.
But Alton Lewis, I can see, because he's been talking and saying having some tough words, especially for the 4th official. So I think the referees were tired of him. There he is, alkaline, and they wanted to discipline him for his loose tongue. Here they go, Dunbeholden, with this free kick that Roger Smith has taken charge of. He puts it into the box. It's curling all the time, headed away by Lewis. And they'll settle for the corner. No, the ball doesn't go out of play. Oh, it does, actually. Smith comes across to take it. Short corner. Gale fires it in. Oh, headed goal once. Oh, he didn't catch it. Didn't catch it cleanly. Chevan James.
Corner
wow. Again. I didn't see the deflection after it left James's forehead.
Is it off Richard Brown? Everybody's surprised.
Ricardo Thomas this time. We look to spear this one in. 7 Dunbeholden men in the box. Near post, it's headed away by Brown. Tivoli ball. Change being made, double change by Dunbeholden, number 16, the schoolboy Brian Burkett, coming on along with the experienced Stephen Williams. Here we see a close-up of the Tivoli gear. That's him, Edward Philip, wait for it, Chris, George Siaga.
I knew that was coming.
Here's Alton Lewis. Gale meets Lewis's pass. And Smith back to Powell, Thomas, Barnett. You can still see the players having difficulty with the ball and the way it's bouncing awkwardly.
Yes.
Not because the surface is bad, but just because of the wind. Referee calls it back for a foul early. In that sequence, Horatio Morgan was fouled. Referee Hayden says it's a Tivoli free kick. Meanwhile, referee Hayden hasn't seen that 2 changes already. Just took a glance across, and he's asking if they're ready for the change, and Okita Nicholson says yes. And here are the changes. Number 17, Stephen Barnett. His race is run. He comes out to be replaced by Stephen Williams. And number 28 comes out as well, Rohan Brown, to be replaced by Burkett. So 3 changes now made by Dunbeholden. Watkin, injury enforced in the first half. And now Rohan Brown and Stephen Barnett, no doubt tactical, to be replaced by Brian Burkett and Stephen Williams.
Over 20 goals in his Premier League career, Stephen Williams. Had a pretty good season. His first season last season with Dunbeholden, after making his fresh move from Waterhouse. And Burkett, what a goal-scoring season he's had in high school football with St. George's, who went all the way to the semi-finals, defeated by the eventual champions.
Yep.
So I guess by that they came third.
All right. There's Stephen Williams, a player who ought to have doubled the number of goals he's had in his career so far.
Yes.
He's a very good player. Strikes the ball well with both feet.
Did win the Premier League with Portmore.
Yes. Difficult to know which foot is his stronger foot because he does so well with left or right.
I always say left, but some of the time you see him pop up with a right-footed preference. But I think the left foot is more venomous.
Yep. Keena Simpson. Studs catching Burkett there, who wanted a foul, but he rolled and realized the referee wasn't interested, so he got back to his feet, the young man.
Yeah, no doubt which foot he uses.
Ah.
Very left-sided Burkett. $19 goals, I think he finished with for St. George's, to go with 12 assists.
Another one of the Burtis boys. Price across quickly. And Nelson versus Morgan. Morgan did well in that shoulder to shoulder, but he's given up the throw.
Bit surprised at what Lenny Hyde has looked to do is to deploy maybe Burkett as the out-and-out striker. I thought he would probably put Williams there and allowed Burkett to play in the pocket behind. There's no doubt who is a more creative player.
Yeah, Nicholas Nelson goes into the book for a foul on the far side. Maybe Horatio Morgan, who's on the turf. Yes, it was.
It's Leonard Teacher Hyde. Was a foul from Nelson. I'm not sure why he's arguing. Nelson would actually be the kind of player that I think Burkett would enjoy playing with. Always a willing runner is Nelson, and Burkett can pick a pass. Really can. Very talented in terms of how he sees the field. And you give him the opportunity, he will score. But I think he's better at scoring that second ball, as you would say.
Lewis on free kick duties for Tivoli. Fires it in, met by Ricardo Thomas. Handball call, fired goalwards by Justin Dunn. Referee says goal kick.
Nearly cleans out the videographers behind the goal. Justin Dunn has scored a hat-trick already this season, Justin Dunn, so let's not think that this is all he has in those boots.
Nice first touch from Burkett in a crowd. Powell to Burkett. And Burkett will go into the book for a high boot on Garnett. So at this rate, men are walking disciplinary tightropes. They should be very careful.
Well, didn't see much there, but anyhow.
I thought it was a high boot, but Garnett was holding his ear.
Let's see it here.
Oh, loose hand
the
again.
left hand. Okay, fair enough.
The slap,
fair enough, yeah. Unnecessary, and I think he meant it. They didn't look like inadvertent at all.
Price pumps this forward, looking for Morgan. Hyatt sets Gale on the way. Thomas overlapping him, gets it now. And Lewis blocks the forward pass.
Still quite a bit of time left. Thinking
a
about
lot of time. Yeah.
At least 25 minutes. If you think of the stoppages as well.
Yep.
Poor again from Gale.
Yep.
But you see, you see the work rate.
Yes.
He has the work rate.
Yes, you're correct there.
But the decision making, that is the part of his game that really needs to be better, and his passing accuracy.
Lovely pass from Price to Dunn, who took it down beautifully. And does well with it. Morgan.
You have to play with the ball, Morgan.
Yep. Shaquille Powell robs him. And Burkett had his ankles tapped by Brown. And Burkett wants to get underway quickly. Lewis stopped him. 18 runs away from the scene of the crime, especially because it's a Dunbeholden free kick. He's keen to impress this afternoon, the St. George's man. Meanwhile, Tivoli lining up two more changes.
Yeah, Howard Morris I see getting ready.
Yep.
I'm surprised it's taking so long to bring him on. I'm wondering if he was carrying a niggle, because have liked his play in the season. He, I think, will help the midfield even more for Tivoli.
When we first saw him in this league, you could barely spot him in his jersey and his shorts. He was lost in the uniform.
Yeah, still not far off.
A small man, but a big talent in this league.
Anthony Thompson also getting ready. Another man who came out of the Charlie Smith camp.
Yep.
From that 2014 team with O'Dane Samuels, with Bebeto McDonald.
Yep.
I'm sure you remember him.
Yes. Fuller. Back to Pennycook.
Pennycook leaning back.
Change time. So Tivoli with 2. Number 29 comes out. That's Keno Simpson, to be replaced by Howard Morris. And then Garnett also pulled from the midfield to be replaced by Thompson. Thompson dribbles into touch as his first contribution to the game. Williams. Samuels, Dunbeholden looking to build, given away by Samuels, and Lewis races onto it. Morris wanted his first touch. Oh, around the corner by Wellington, but Lewis doesn't have that pace, couldn't get to it. Wasn't a bad ball by Rodico Wellington, who acknowledges that he gave Lewis too much to do. Lewis fires the cross in. Did he keep it in play? Nope. Goal kick. Handball off Smith. Referee Hayden thought about letting play run, but decided that it was an infringement. Well, we thought Rodolphe Austin was just here as a spectator. He's on the bench, isn't he? Yep. For the second game, Portmore, Waterhouse, that should be good.
Yeah, has played this season already as well. Rodolphe Austin still working for this Portmore unit, helping them in terms of experience, leadership and so on. Really fully dedicated. So is he.
Yep. Wellington flicks the ball in his headed goal was by Morgan. Mistimed his jump, Horatio Morgan. And really felt he should have done better. That was a chance for Tivoli.
Not the tallest player, Horatio Morgan. Doesn't score many goals with his head either. But rose well. Nice delivery into the air, in and around the penalty spot, but he was right under it, Morgan, so couldn't do much.
Brown easing Burkett off the ball. 16's clashing. And then he pushes him over. It's a free kick for Dunbeholden on the touchline. Hasn't really gotten the ball on the floor yet in a position where he's running forward, Brian Burkett, to show his stuff. Gales flick forward to Smith. Price intercepts, looking for a runner. Barrington Price uses Morgan. Morgan gives it away, comes back to Lewis. Switches the point of attack with a beautiful ball to Fuller. Oh, really ought to have done better controlling that one, young man.
Yeah, nice pass. Fuller used to this area, Excelsior just next door, the high school, and that's where he attends. Nicalia Fuller.
Feet tied by invisible rope as he went to control that.
Again, you see the defense line giving away the ball.
Yes.
So common in the first half with Tivoli. This time, no Dunbeholden.
Lewis and Pennycook exchange passes. Pennycook around the corner to Dunn. Forward to Pennycook. Pennycook bursting into the box and stretching and clashing with Damian Hyatt.
Yeah. Pennycook, with his speed, had Hyatt in trouble. I actually thought Dunn was offside initially, though.
I thought Dunn thought he was offside because his body language when he gathered possession, he was expecting the referee, the whistle from the referee didn't come, and he continued playing.
Flag of Rolanza Bennett on the far side. The second official stayed down.
They're warming up Fabian McCarthy behind the Dunbeholden goal.
Yeah.
Expect him to make his entrance shortly.
Has come off the bench on a few occasions so far this season. Still not yet ready for 90 minutes. But we know when he is, he will be there.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
Yes.
One of the best.
Yes, sir. Williams trying to find Nelson. Under pressure from Brown. Thomas on the sprint. Oh, just left the ball behind for a stride as the touchback. Nelson. Gale. Off the ball foul, and then Gale knocked over by Morris. And Hayden books Richard Brown.
And points to all the tackles.
Yes.
Well,
even the one from last week.
I don't think he can point enough because Brown is always in the thick of things. Well, that was
nothing
clumsy.
much in that,
yeah.
yeah.
But there's clumsiness.
yeah, but the referee, sometimes, and we have to tell the viewers that sometimes you see something and the referee produces a card for it. It's not necessarily because of that one. Yeah. So Hayden has been keeping a running score, a running tab of Richard Brown's infringements and saying, one too many, sir. Have a card for your troubles. So by my count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yellow cards so far. 5 to Dunbeholden players, 2 for the men in orange. Samuels bursting in. The ball falls for Nelson, who was offside. Can Fuller keep this one in? No, he can't. See Chris counting. ZB gets 7. I have 7, Chris. You need a calculator?
Clearly.
Yeah, our producer says 7. Yeah, he was over there counting furiously, viewers. He used all his fingers and then was still not sure. But our producer says 7. So you have your 7 now?
Yeah, I think
yeah.
allowed Nicholas Nelson not to go in the book.
Yes, it's Zakia Wilkes, Rohan Brown, Stephen Barnett, Nicholas Nelson, Brian Burkett for Dunbeholden, and then Brown, Richard Brown and Alton Lewis for Tivoli.
Yeah, Nelson's 2 goals had overshadowed his yellow card.
Yes. Fabian McCarthy's ready for Dunbeholden. As Burkett flicks this one forward to Nelson, he's racing through, doesn't have much help. Stephen Williams arriving in the box late, but the pass was errant. Burkett bursting across, he can't get, he stops it on the line. And Justin, Odin Pennycook says thank you. Sends it forward.
The pass from Nelson was a good idea, but it was just overweighted a bit.
Yes.
The direction was excellent, but the weight. Again, as you would say with these conditions, it's hard to
measure.
To get the weight right. Yeah, to measure. Again, case in point.
Yep. Done with Wilkes, his old nemesis, as his shadow. Thompson now. And Wilkes. Pennycook instructed to go back to his keeper. Opts not to. This is Morris. Back to Pennycook. Thompson. Wilkes. His pass forward turned outside by Pennycook.
Lack of communication there because Pennycook probably didn't need to take a touch. Nobody waiting for that, so gave away a throw.
Peter Nichols was sorting out the papers of Fabian McCarthy, and the Dunbeholden boys waiting so that the man they call Ding can enter the fray, and he's coming in for Gale in the midfield. Your assessment of how Alex Gale has played this afternoon, Chris?
I think his work rate is what has kept him on the park, but I think lack quality in terms of his passing. Always give him lots of credit for how much work he puts in. Certainly rushes players, wins back the ball a lot, but then gives it away. That's the aspect of his game I want him to work on.
if I was doing film review with him, I'd say to him, Alex, you need to look at how many times you make a bad pass when you're under no pressure. And that's the problem I have.
Yeah.
Forward from Morris to Dunn, in the direction of Dunn because Samuels was there, favorite to get there, and he shielded it out. The thing with Alex Gale is, I've seen him in this game turn away from an opponent, have time, and then make a bad pass. And I'll say, but Alex, you've done the hard part well. You've won the ball.
No pressure.
Turned away from the defender, and then under no pressure, you give the ball away. And that's just a problem. That's the thing he needs to work on.
Yeah.
Done.
And at this point, I'm sure he's aware because this has been said for quite a while. As I said, when he was at the Chapelton Maroons, it was very obvious there. But again, was a coach favorite because of his work ethic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But once this man is fit, Fabian McCarthy, yeah, he will be a starter for sure.
Good thing about Alex Gale is that the thing he needs to work on is something that players have worked on successfully from time immemorial. So
yeah, when you have the right attitude, then the other part can come.
Yes, and he has good attitude. So yeah, he just needs to focus on that. Why do you turn it over so easily after doing the hard work to win it? Nelson, Brown after him in a flash. Thomas, what does he do? Does he cross for who? He goes for a shot. Not any zip on it at all. Easy for Nicholas Clark. Samuels did well to prevent that going to Dunn. Oh, bad pass, stolen by Dunn. Tivoli on the break with 3 men attacking. Fuller goes infield, does Fuller. Fuller tries a shot, it's blocked off the midriff of Wilkes. And he's hauled down Fuller. And it's a free kick for Tivoli in a central position right on top of the D.
This almost certainly will be Radico Wellington who will kick this. So good from the dead ball. This was a strike. And if it did come off the hand, it was alongside the body. Well, so good call from Andrew Hayden. Then this skill, Fabian McCarthy then does make sure.
Yeah, not taking that from you, young man. I'm not taking that. Not anywhere on the pitch. Worse right here, no.
I think Fuller is disappointed. Fuller wants to kick it. But I would be very surprised if Radico Wellington is not the man to kick it. Or, well, yeah, Howard Morris is on as well. He's pretty good from that kind of range, you know, with the dead ball. Howard Morris, very good technically, but Radico Wellington over the years has proven himself.
Yeah, change being made by Tivoli, Chris. Anthony Nelson is coming in for the young man Fuller, who's worked well this afternoon. Nakalia Fuller.
Not a bad performance.
Yes.
So you won't even get a chance to kick it anyhow.
And he's disappointed. I love to see this. Yeah. He doesn't want to come off.
Hunger for more.
Yes. Grumbling to himself, and he doesn't even acknowledge Anthony Nelson as he walks off. And the referee is saying, wait. Referee is saying, wait for the change. Wellington, with the free kick, it's off the wall. The wall does its job. Actually, Wilkes getting himself in the way off his chest. Samuel sends us forward. Brown steals in to win it. Morris. Wide to Thompson. To Fuller. Can he produce a moment of quality before he goes out? Goes down the line, Fuller. Dunn. Dunn's cross to the back post. No, Morgan should have headed it in. Horatio Morgan, that was a glorious chance, and he knows it.
It's got to be finished from Horatio Morgan. That's a beautiful pass from Justin Dunn. He could have done nothing more. Oh, he's certainly come of age, Justin Dunn. Young player in his Premier League career, 8 goals on the season, and that should have been another assist for him as well. Nice work by Fuller. Yeah. But look at this. Look at this delivery. Magnificent.
Either side, Chris. He could have gone either side.
Too shy. Yeah. Had to be braver there, Morgan.
Done from distance. Oh, it's a big save from Damien Hyatt. Justin Dunn picked it up, shifted it to the right, and gave it some violence. And Hyatt is hurt.
Some strike this was. Look at that. What instep technique Great in-step technique from Dunn. It just shows his confidence as well. The ball was moving. And yeah, nearly went through Hyatt.
I tell you what, Hyatt may be injured, not from the fall, but from the ball struck him. Well, it's the hip, so it's the fall, all right? And he's a big man, Damien Hyatt.
Well, it's the hip you're seeing, but we don't know if there are other scars.
The SportsMax app moment came early. Look at this. The free kick, Nicholas Nelson kisses the upright. On its way in, no chance for Nicholas Clark. And they're applauding. The teacher is smiling on the bench. That was a SportsMax app moment, courtesy of that man. 2 goals to his name, Nicholas Nelson, at risk of being upstaged by Justin Dunn. We have the starting 11 for Waterhouse in our second game. Waterhouse are going to start with Kamara Foster in goal, Nicoy Christian, Andre Fletcher, Kenley Deacon, Elvis Wilson, Denardo Thomas, whose brother is captaining Dunbeholden, Navardo Blair, Andre Smith, Keithy Simpson, Javane Brand, and Damian Binns. Waterhouse is starting 11, Marcel Gale's team. Powell away from Dunn, and Dunn will go into the book. So make that yellow card number 8, the Tivoli striker. Referee ain't wants a word. He produces the yellow card. Portmore, Tyrone Williams in goal, Okila Howard, Stephen Young, Akeem Mullings, Jaheen Rose, Siegel Knight, Alex Marshall, Emilia Rousseau, Siobhan Walsh, Martin Davis, Clayton Peck. So the 2 starting 11s for our second game. Burkett forward over the top to Nelson. Price. Beating him to it, gives away the throw. The question is, which of the 2 outstanding marksmen we've seen so far this afternoon will get a hat-trick to win this game for their team? Wilkes fires this forward, looking for Stephen Williams. Met by Thompson. Nelson gets there. Going the wrong way though, takes a tumble, and the referee gives him a free kick to the chagrin of the Tivoli Gardens defenders. Alton Lewis remonstrating with referee Hayden. So too Barrington Price. And Lewis needs to control himself.
And a yellow card is Lewis. Look, very aggressive Lewis. It was as you say, it's a contact game. Oh, well, he was looking for that.
Oh yes, Nelson was looking for it. Saying that Price tapped his ankles.
Oh, come
his
on.
ankle.
No.
Yeah.
Was it Price or Lewis?
Lewis tapped his ankle, yes.
Well, knowing how Lewis would tackle, I mean, he did nothing there. He just made sure that Nelson wasn't able to turn, shepherding him away from goal, which is the right thing to do as a defender. Come on.
And now danger for Nicholas Clark and the Tivoli defense, because Nelson is marking this out.
Yep. Exactly. He saw the range. He knows that he wants to kick from. And I was just about to say, in the second half, we've seen nothing from Nicholas Nelson. He's been absent in the second half. But you know how the game of football goes. This could just be a moment now.
Yep.
And you kind of set the stage by mentioning who would get the hat-trick.
Yep. Ricardo Thomas there, and so too Stephen Williams, but they're just keeping Nicholas Nelson company. And if you're a Tivoli fan, you should have reason to fret. He found it in the first half, Nicholas Nelson. Can he find it in the dying embers of this game? Can he win it for the boys from St. Catherine? Nelson, over the wall does its job. Off Barrington Price's forehead. And then Price slaps his forehead to say, you did well. McCarthy frustrated with his goalkeeper Damien Hart for kicking that into touch with 2 passes in front of him. Nelson's cross, it hangs. Wellington, good first touch. Plays it to Dunn. It was going the wrong way. Thompson. Morris. Lewis. Can't turn, but he wins the free kick. Bundled over by Smith.
And as soon as he's bundled over, he gives Andrew Hayden a look.
Yep.
Lewis. As to say, you know, I bet I've heard a whistle there.
So Lewis lining up this free kick. Howard Morris is there, but yeah, Lewis will take it. Pops it over the top.
Nice.
Morgan once again. Oh, it misses. The goal was gaping.
Jerome Wade can't believe it. Thompson.
And Thompson it was who stole in. And it's no goal.
Well, it's surprising to me. Horatio Morgan, I thought initially he must have been offside, but clearly not. Look at him there. He looks very advanced.
Very much offside.
How did Thompson miss that? Thompson got the touch. I'm not sure what he's asking for a corner. Crazy. So Morgan obviously beat the offside track and well. How did Thomas not get a right foot onto that? That was a chance for Tivoli. Jerome Waite and the staff can't believe it.
Nelson breaks through. Anthony Nelson needs help. Across, and it's cleared by Ricardo Thomas with Horatio Morgan waiting, and Alton Lewis is angry with Anthony Nelson for failing to produce a quality ball.
Yeah, Nelson's first touch just wasn't good enough.
Here's Morris as Tivoli sent blood. They've been the better team in the second half. Thompson over the top to Morgan once again. Oh, he's saved by Damien Hyatt. How many times has Horatio Morgan stolen into the box? Is it because he's short, the Dunbeholden players can't see him, Chris?
Well, before it was Morgan to Thompson, now it's Thompson to Morgan. Nice ball by Thompson, and good connection, you know, by Horatio Morgan. Couldn't have done much different. Yeah, Jerome, we won't tell you what Jerome Wade said, but it was close.
Well, Jerome didn't say it was close.
We are agreed.
There you go, sir. The corner comes in, floated in, headed away by Smith. Pennycook. Lewis, one time. And Chevron James clearing. Chevron James once again. Pennycook goes down. Lewis! Lewis! Ooh, you can see what he was trying to do, trying to look for that top left-hand corner, but the ball wouldn't bend enough.
Nice kick from Alton Lewis. Dangerous in those kind of positions. Doesn't score as often as sometimes you think he would because he has this ability from outside, but he was always swerving away from Damien Hyatt's goal. Tivoli have definitely looked better in the second half, have definitely been a better team in the second half.
Oh my.
No, that's not going to be kept in.
Oh my. Wilkes is upset that Hyatt gave him that task as Nelson. Wilkes got back at it. This is Lewis. Sets it for Wellington. First touch not the best. This is Morgan. Morgan's cross is blocked by Fabian McCarthy. And Nelson looks forward, only Williams in front of him. Comes wide.
The left side of the Dunbeholden defense really struggling.
Yep, to Smith.
Not keeping up with Horatio Morgan at all.
Nope. He just keeps on ghosting in, ghosting in, ghosting in. And I say ghosting in because when he runs through into the penalty box, nobody's picking him up in a blue shirt.
But the captain is playing left back. I just can't understand that. Ricardo Thomas, he's way too high.
McCarthy. Wilkes. Well, we have two men who fired in 2 goals, Chris. So who do you pick as your man of the match?
Well, right at this moment, it's Justin Dunn for me. I think right throughout the 90 minutes, he's been the best. Yes, the first half would probably have belonged to Nelson, but I think if you look at the body of the work over the 90 minutes, Dunn has certainly been better, and he's come quite close. Should have probably had an assist, could have had a third goal.
Yes.
And he's certainly ended it stronger. For me, it's Dunn. But yeah, beautiful free kick, probably the goal of the game for Nelson. Been disappointed with Nelson's performance in the second half, though. I don't think he's been as active as Dunbeholden have needed him to be.
Yep.
I'm not sure if he thought that his 2 goals were good enough.
Well, there's the man Nicoy Christian.
Formerly of Dunbeholden,
yes. Well, formerly of many teams, but most recently of Dunbeholden.
Fair enough.
His sheet of ex-clubs is very, very long sheet of paper.
In fact, he's played for both these teams.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
And if you think you've seen players being miserable and grumpy and complaining to the referee, you wait until that Portmore Waterhouse clash starts and you'll see Nicoy Christian starting to do his thing. They don't come more grumpy than that, or they don't come grumpier than him. Andrew Hayden taking a peek at his watch.
Realizes Walter Matthau.
Yeah, Walter Matthau, yeah, grumpy old men. And Jack Lemon, yeah?
You have to do well to beat those two.
Yep. So we got a good game this afternoon, but ultimately looks as if we're going to share the points, and that's the story of this game. Andrew Hayden calling us to a halt at 95 minutes of the contest. 2 goals from Justin Dunn, matched by 2 from Nicholas Nelson. And it'll be very, very good to hear from the coaches their perspective of how their charges have gone about their business today. Jerome Waite for Tivoli Gardens, and the teacher, Lenworth Hyde, for Dunbeholden. And there was enough for both teams to feel as if they could have gone on and win it, especially Tivoli Gardens, who were the dominant team in the second half. Tivoli Gardens, the league leading scorers, 16 goals they've bagged now since the start of the season. 16 goals in 8 games. They're averaging 2 goals a game. And their leading scorer, Justin Dunn, on the score sheet yet again twice. 2 for him, 2 for Tivoli, 2 for Nicholas Nelson, 2 for Dunbeholden. It ends all square. Sun was hot by the time we were sent underway. And Gale bursting forward, the first chance. And Nicholas Clark off his chest. Smith, Nelson off his chest, plays it, the dummy by Barnett, and then Smith couldn't steer it goalwards. And then from free kick range, Nicholas Nelson, ooh, how delicious was that? You can have that with your Sunday dinner, and you won't eat a slice of cheesecake because that's sweet enough. That was goal number 1. Gale across. Look at this now, twisting Barrington Price this way and that, and then Nicholas Nelson finds the back of Clark's neck. Good work by Shaheen Powell, and then leaving it to the marksman to do the rest. And he finished with a plum. That looked pretty. The Dunbeholden bench loved it. But then Tivoli struck back because Stephen Barnett wrestled Tivoli man to the floor. Looked to have been Barrington Price, and Justin Dunn from 12 yards. No mistake. Sending the keeper the wrong way. The league's leading marksman with his 8th of the season. Keena Simpson couldn't direct his shot for goal. Well, he directed the goal, but without power. Second half, well, still first half. Gale driving that forward, but Nicholas Clark in a good position. Then the second half. Alton Lewis flings this towards the goal, didn't clear the header. Look at that first touch and second touch by Justin Dunn. You're going to see it again from this angle. Look at this first touch to take the ball down, the second touch, and the third was decisive. Fired it in, threw some bodies in blue, and then the body in yellow, or green if you may. Well, yellow and green. Damien Hyatt couldn't keep it out. His 2nd of the afternoon, his 9th of the season. Then Fuller from free kick range had Hyatt flying, and then Fuller once again will help to create this chance. Done on a platter for Horatio Morgan. He nods the breeze. Everybody thought that one would have gone in, and then from this play, Justin Dunn rockets it goalwards. Hyatt got in the way with his big frame and fell heavily, had to get some treatment, Damien Hyatt. And then this last chance, Horatio Morgan again, and Thompson, the second half substitute. The substitutes combining, and Thompson just couldn't get a foot on it. Tivoli rampant late in the second half, pushing for the victory. Thompson again to Morgan. Hyatt with the save with his legs. Tivoli, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Jerome Waite cutting Latin on the bench. And Andrew Hayden called the time at about 95 minutes. Dunbeholden. There were 21 shots, 5 on target for both teams. There were 45 fouls. Wow, there were 8 yellow cards, 14 corners, even split. Saves, even split, 3 apiece. Tivoli, 53% possession. Chris Taylor has our man of the match. Justin Dunn, pitch side.
Justin, another man of the match performance for you as well. You just can't stop scoring. 9 goals on the season. Assess your performance today for me.
Well, I think we start very flat. I just see Dunbeholden score 2 on us in the first half, and we got a penalty. And in the dressing room, we told ourselves that second half we're coming out and display a better performance for the Tivoli Gardens FC from Tivoli.
You mentioned a flat start to the first half, and I totally agree. In fact, the penalty kick, I think, was arguably your first touch of the game.
Yeah.
Were you nervous before the kick, or you're used to it?
No, I never. I wasn't nervous because in the link-up, I missed a penalty against Ayat, and I took the responsibility and told myself I want to do it and I score.
Tell me what would have transpired at halftime, because obviously you must have got a strong talking to from Jerome Waite. What is it like working under him as a head coach?
Jerome Waite, he demands a lot from his players, and he also about the physical aspect of the game.
All right, you look at this 2-2 result. Do you think that's a fair result?
I think in the latter end we get some opportunities that we could win the game easily, but unfortunately it wasn't to be.
And you're maybe just an inch away from that hat-trick. You've already scored 1 hat-trick this season against Tivoli Gardens. What you thought about that strike from about, 25 yards out?
I think, watching it just now, I think I have a lot of more space, could have bring the ball, but I took the opportunity and hit it from there.
All right, keep going from strength to strength. Congrats on your performance. Enjoy your goals and get some rest.
Yeah, thank you.
Justin Dunn there, the team's leading goal scorer, the league's leading goal scorer with 9 goals on the season thus far. And what a brilliant performance it has been so far for him. So, yeah, Justin Dunn, 9 on the season as we await the coaching staff now. And Lenny Teacher Hyde comes into view now. Lenny, a really good first half. You guys starting on the front foot. Brilliant goals from Nicholas Nelson, but not the same level of performance in the second half. What was the reason for that?
That is what's been plaguing us. The consistency all season. We don't get it right as I say. We need much more work to be done. The back of the field need to fix also. So I just hope when the D Cup and the Manning Cup finish, we can strengthen the back of the pitch.
You mentioned the back line, a forced change because Chavoy Watkin out with an injury.
Yeah.
But Adain Summers comes in, who was brilliant last season. I don't think necessarily a dip in quality there.
Yeah, but the touches, we need to work on his technical abilities. I know you're supposed to be calm in the back of the field. We're losing our cool around there and making hasty decision, which is wrong. We need to be calm and collective around on the back of the pitch. And I hope we'll continue working with them and see if we can fix it and try and, as I say, plug that hole.
Yeah, of course. Finishing the game well and getting those 3 points, very important. It's not often I ask you this, but let us look at the climate, for example. It almost seemed to me both teams struggled defensively with that wind in the back line, especially the end you were defending in the second half. And it seemed like it was a struggle for you to get the ball upfield. Nicholas Nelson absent in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. It played. That's why when we won the toss, we chose to go that way first. But if we play the ball on the carpet, man, it will be better for us. We go in the area and the breeze, as I say. We're supposed to use our brain and know that it's on the pitch it's supposed to play. So we just have to continue work again, as I say.
We know you like it smooth on the carpet, the
yeah, man, definitely.
All the best, Lenny. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lenny Hyde there, the head coach of Dunbeholden, starting on the front foot with a 2-0 lead and struggling to maintain it in the end. Jerome Waite's Tivoli Gardens fighting their way back. Not the first this season you've had to come from behind, almost grabbing the 3 points, but would you take a point at the end?
No, definitely not. Despite of we going down 2 goals early, we know that it's early part of the game. Things like that do happen, but it was a game that how many opportunity we would have created, and who watched the game saw the amount of opportunity that we created, but faulty execution resulted in the game being drawn.
There's a different attitude in the second half. I thought in the first half a bit flat, a lot more defensive errors. What was your talk like at halftime that really changed the mood?
Yeah, but if you observe the first half, the breeze was against us, and most of the ball them was basically long ball. So we will have to play behind the ball and hope that, we can nullify the opponent, in which they score 2 goals. Second half, we had the breeze in our favor. So we need to go at them now. We don't have anything now to hold back. And we got too many chances that we should have really put away.
Justin Dunn going from strength to strength, just 2 goals last season, now 9 goals, and really earned you that point almost 2, well, apart from the penalty, that finish there, really clinical.
Yes, and he's still young, he's still learning, and it's a working experience as he go along.
Before you leave, on a light-hearted moment, is this a new look for the Tivoli Gardens management staff, white shirts with black bottoms?
We have more than one options, but the fact that the team is in orange, we have to stay in white. You have a time when we use the other gears, we can wear the orange.
All right, all the best. Good performance today, and we look forward to more from you, Jerome.
All right, thanks.
Jerome Waite there with the explanation about the gear that the Tivoli coaching staff is wearing. 2-2 at the end, a good game. And Dunbeholden hanging on a bit in the second half, and Tivoli really had enough chances to win it at the death. That's the story, the tail of the tape, the story for the first game. We make way for the second game, Waterhouse against Port Maurice, the Ray and Nephew, Jamaica Premier League on SportsMax.
This is Island Car Rentals. We're an international award-winning Jamaican company, and we know just how to make your travel experience memorable. Whether you're going somewhere as an individual or a group, we'll take you there in comfort, in style, anywhere. For car rentals, chauffeur services, airport transfer,